nous avons la volonté de bien faire, nous avons même souvent les compétences, mais des fois, il nous faut un peu plus de technicité pour, et de partenariat pour arriver à optimiser ces connaissances. Et les partenariats tels que des organisations qui travaillent dans un secteur de pointe peuvent apporter une grande plus-value à tous ces projets initiés par la diaspora. Nous développons, ADEPT aussi essaie de développer et d'améliorer les activités. Toutes les associations de la diaspora des 28 pays de l'Union européenne qui travaillent avec l'Afrique peuvent solliciter notre organisation pour tout ce qui est renforcement de leurs capacités, mais aussi tout ce qui est mise en relation avec des institutions qui demandent des consultants, parce qu'on a plusieurs pôles de consultants et d'experts qu'on peut mettre à disposition des organisations internationales, des gouvernements du Nord et du Sud pour utiliser les compétences de cette diaspora. Donc, cette relation entre nous satisfait. Nous aurons des réunions avec notre conseil d'administration pendant toute la première semaine d'avril à Bruxelles. Et je pense que c'est avec un grand plaisir et intérêt qu'ils accueillent ce partenariat où le MOU sera officiellement signé le 2 ou le 3, je ne me rappelle plus la date exacte, et ce qui va nous permettre, en tout cas, d'initier une nouvelle ère que nous saluons et qui peut aujourd'hui vraiment, j'espère, profiter aux deux entités, aux deux organisations. Donc voilà le mot que je tenais à dire en introduction. Et vous saluer toutes les équipes de la FAO qui sont derrière aussi et qui travaillent avec M. Lapierta. Merci beaucoup.
Merci beaucoup, Radi. So I'll try to translate very briefly. So Radi, she welcomes all of you to this webinar, and she welcomes also and thanks a lot Mr. Rodrigo Lapuerta, whom she met at the time in Paris during the meeting on the Rabat process. This was a very interesting and insightful meeting, and after that she really appreciated the fact that Mr. Lapuerta just came and followed up after this this meeting with some interesting ideas to deepen the partnership and to explore the potential ways of collaborating and of working together, especially on diaspora engagement and especially on youth diaspora engagement, because very often the diaspora organizations, they have the willingness to contribute, they have the competencies, but very often they lack some technical, very specific skills which would maximize the impact of their actions in the field. That's why sometimes in addition to that, we need also the strong partnerships with very specialized agencies and organizations such as the Food and Agriculture Organization, to allowing us to maximize the impact of our both organizations and working on the benefit of the population in Africa. Very briefly about ADEPT. ADEPT, the Africa-Europe Diaspora Development Platform, is a pan-European network of African diaspora development organizations based in 28 EU countries, plus Norway, plus Switzerland, who are engaged in development actions in Africa. Among our main activities, we can highlight the networking opportunities that we create among the diaspora organizations across Europe. We can also highlight we work with different activities such as the pool of consultants from North and South who can contribute with the specific expertise for development of African areas and fields of activities. We also we have a technical support to diaspora organizations, which is not limited also to expertise, but also to technical assistance and support. Hadi will briefly mention it, and you can find it on the ADEPT website. So we really appreciate this partnership, which just at its very beginning, and we are very excited to sign in the upcoming days the memorandum of understanding with the Food and Agriculture Organization during the event on the 2nd and 3rd of April in Brussels, and we hope that it will be for the best of our both organizations. It will allow us to join the forces and to maximize the impact of our common actions. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And cher ami Kadi, Madame la Présidente de ADEPT, c'est mon plaisir à engager cette amitié avec toi. Et je vais vous offrir ma collaboration dès le début parce que je suis sûr que la FAO et ADEPT vont développer de bonnes choses ensemble, des initiatives intéressantes ensemble. Et je tiens à vous dire dès le début que ADEPT est une priorité aussi de notre directeur général. Donc je suis très content de ce début de collaboration.
Merci beaucoup.
Merci, Kari. And I will change maybe into English for this small introductory remarks. And I want to thank everybody, ladies and gentlemen, colleagues, everybody here in this webinar for being here today. This thanks is on behalf of the Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO, and this webinar of engaging diaspora in agribusiness opportunities by creating jobs and entrepreneurial opportunities for youth. I think it's a very nice step for our collaboration and to get to know each other better. I want to thank for that ADEPT, the Africa-Europe Diaspora Development Platform, for organizing this event. And I think it's an opportunity also to reflect how migration can contribute positively to rural development in Africa. As you all know, migration is a complex phenomenon with a very strong agricultural and rural development dimension. Most of the estimates from very reliable organizations in the last years calculate that around 40% of the international remittances are sent back to rural areas, thus reflecting the rural origin of a large share of the migrants. And many of these migrants are also, as you know, youth. They leave rural areas because of the high rates of underemployment and unemployment. And also, why not to say, because of the unattractiveness to many of them to the agriculture sector. And I will go back, I will go later on to this unattractiveness and what we can do together. I believe that the investment, or more than my organization believes that investment in agriculture and rural development is crucial for providing sustainable livelihoods alternative for many people in Africa, especially for youth. Because what we need to ensure is that migration is a choice and not a matter of necessity. My organization, the Food and Agriculture Organization, has a key role to play in this regard because we are the international UN organization leading the defeat of hunger together with many other UN organizations. And we publish a report every year with other 4 UN organizations, which is the State of Food and Security, that doesn't give good data during the last 3 years. Unfortunately, hunger is on the rise in the world, and the continent where hunger is on the rise is Africa, because 36 million people in the world joined the numbers of hungry people in 3 years, but 34.5 joined the hungry figures in Africa. As you know, also, most of the hungry people live in rural areas. So one more reason also to link this nice collaboration together. FAO has been helping and collaborating with the African Union and with the European Union in what we call the Task Force Rural Africa. This task force has been meeting during the last year, and only 3 weeks ago released the conclusions, which identifies the key areas of investment and collaboration between the African Union, the European Union, FAO, and other partners in Africa. The main area, I would say, is the creation of decent job opportunities in rural and also rural, small, urban areas. And a key priority in the next, not only years, I would say, in the next decades to come. I want to underline also that the key point of all this, as I was saying, is that we need to make agriculture attractive again. How can we do it? I think we are already doing many things with many other colleagues and partners and the UN organization and the civil society and governments. And now I really would like to say also with ADEPT. We are making agriculture attractive through innovation. We're working a lot of innovation. We are linking agriculture to agribusiness because agriculture cannot be seen just as cultivating something, but to really link it to the market and to link it to market opportunities. We are linking rural areas with small urban areas and to urban areas. So rural areas are not isolated from the rest of the community. And we are collaborating more and better with the private sector through a series of voluntary guidelines and lines that the private sector need to respect in this collaboration. We also offer neutrality to our member countries, to African governments in this case. And we are working together in making agriculture more sustainable, agriculture more resilient to climate change. That is one of the biggest challenges these last years, as you know. And I would like to give you in a minute two very quick examples of things we do right now. One, just to put an example of the 100 projects we have in Africa, is this action against desertification. We are working in 6 African countries, thanks to the support of the ACP, the African, Caribbean, and Pacific, and the European Union. So we are working in Burkina Faso, Ethiopia, Gambia, Niger, Nigeria, in Senegal, in restoring degraded land. We have planted in 5 years 25 million trees, and we have benefited already more than 500,000 beneficiaries. So with this restoration of degraded land, what we are doing is bringing people back to where they were, bringing communities happy to an area that had been desertified by planting local trees, by planting the community investments in those areas that were abandoned because of climate change, and by focusing a lot in youth and in youth employment opportunities, linked in this case to these new greening areas. One second example I wanted to mention is, for instance, on the fisheries sector in Somalia. We are helping through a small project, but very efficient project, women's and young men capacities to design, build and repair safe fishing boats and other equipment related to fisheries. Because we estimate in FAO that we can create between 58,000 and 40,000 new full-time jobs in Somalia coastal areas. These are just of quick wins, of good things that I think humbly believe that my organization is doing with the support of partners. As I mentioned, we work directly with governments. We are present in all 54 African countries. We have offices in all of them. In some countries, many offices, in other small offices, but we are present in a direct dialogue with the governments in all African countries. And we collaborate at country, at regional, and at global level with African governments. We think that, and we need to harness the development potential of migration by fostering this diaspora engagement in the agri-food value chain. And that's why we see this collaboration with ADEPT as incredibly valuable and interesting. As Madame la Présidente and mon cher ami Kadi just mentioned, ADEPT and FAO are working on the details and finalization of a memorandum of understanding that will be signed at the highest level as soon as possible. And what we are doing through this memorandum of understanding would be to improve knowledge, raise awareness, raise awareness on the link that there is between migration and agriculture and rural development in Africa, create decent job opportunities for rural youth, and as well as discuss any diaspora-related matters. ADEPT and FAO, through this memorandum of understanding, will also identify and collaborate on the formulation on joint projects, on joint project proposals, with a special focus on agribusiness. And to me, this partnership, the partnership we started in Rabat, Serkadi, the partnership we're continuing through this webinar, and the partnership we will seal with the signing of this MOU is so important, because as Madame la Présidente mentioned, we need, and we can combine the technical capacities that our organization has with the capacity also to harness the positive contribution of migration to agriculture and rural development. So I think that's all from my side, because the important thing is what my colleagues are going to present. I want to thank you very much, all participants, for this opportunity, for being there. And I will pass the floor to my colleagues Cristina Rampone and to Julia Castro, and other colleagues in FAO who are expert on migration development. And I will be listening here with my colleague Tomislav Ivancic, also in Brussels, who is also expert on youth employment and all these issues. I thank you very much. Merci beaucoup à tout le monde pour votre attention.